Hello everyone. I will wait for some time when people can join. And as you all know, today we'll be talking all about work-life balance. And I know most of us, we struggle with it a lot while we are working, or we are in profession, or we are in business. So to balance it out is always a challenge for most of us. So this is what I'll be talking today, that why are we struggling so much with the work life balance, and even more so important, why we are not able to stick to it. Why the balance is always, it's on the pendulum. We are not able to achieve it every time. So this is what we'll be talking all about today, and I'm going to be sharing some really interesting tips and tricks in the end of the video, where you can go and apply them right away and start to see the difference if you're struggling with work-life balance. And after that, we'll start with the question and answers if you have any. And so I think with that, let's get started. So, what are we talking here today? So, we are talking about work life balance. We all know at some point of in our lives, we are either working or in a business, or we are doing something. But the balancing it with our personal life, which is so important to all of us, we just mismanage certain things. So, let us understand what is the concept of work life balance. So, and why is it so important, right? So work life balance is nothing where it's a balance between your work life or a business life and your personal life, right? And how you are able to manage the demands of both, so that you can be living a fulfilling life which is more happier, you're healthier, and of course the third one, most important, you're more productive in both, whether it's your work or a business, or whether it's your personal life. So how you can achieve this balance while going through it, right? So that's what we'll be talking all about today. I know a lot of people ask me, or my clients ask me, this balance, sometimes, it goes one way or the other way, and we'll try to understand why that happens. For instance, if you are too busy with your work or business, you forget the family life or your personal life. That happens, right, to most of us. Or if you're too busy with, sometimes you're too busy with your personal understanding who you truly are. So you have a less emphasis on your work life or your professional life. So, and everyone, believe me, including myself, we have gone through this imbalances of work-life balance in our lives. So what are the benefits? Why you should really have the true understanding of this work-life balance? So number one, and the foremost and the utmost, I would say, is your mental health. Because right now we are seeing in this fast-paced world that if you get imbalance in your life with work and business or professional life, what is getting affected? The most affected part or the getting impacted is your mental health, correct? Second one is improving your physical health. Of course, if your mental health is disturbed or imbalanced, your physical health is going to show some signs or symptoms as well, correct? And third one is the workload. So what happens when your physical health, your mental health is imbalanced? You would not be able to take any workload. So what happens? You lag behind in your professional life or your work life, and so as in your, I would say, in your personal life. So that is a huge thing, right? So once one things get affected, everything is getting affected after that. So why we should really focus on work-life balance, that is so important. Then your productivity. The fourth one, we talk about your productivity. So when you say even from anywhere, if you're a homemaker, anywhere to all the professions, or you're a physician or anything you are in your life, you start to feel that your productivity has gone down and you feel overwhelmed. Whether you are in your professional life, you feel, oh, I cannot do it anymore. You start to avoid your manager or your the boss, and you start to feel that I cannot take any workload anymore. When you come back to your home, you feel, if you have a family, you cannot take so many chores on your plate. You are already overwhelmed, so everything gets affected, your professional life and your personal life. So, and the last one is that it affects your success rate as well. So what I call as success balance or success scale, or you're being successful. So as you see, everything is getting affected and you are not achieving your goals. So you feel absolutely overwhelmed with this situation. That's why the work or the profession or the business or your personal balance is so important. I hope you're all here with me, right? We all go through these things and how they affect us so immensely, which needs to be really addressed correctly. And as a coach, I have worked with so many professionals. I have worked with so many people where they would say that, oh my God, overall my mental health, my physical health, everything is affected, and my career is not moving forward. Right? So how we can achieve this work-life balance? So you would ask me what all we can do. Let's talk about little bit some tips which I give it to everybody. And the first tip which I said, set a goal. Now in my last week I talked in details why goal setting is the most important thing you could do. And again, while working with your professional life or your personal life, again, the goal setting is equally and important. We always need to have a goal set in place so that we can achieve it and move forward and become more successful, right? So there are two main things which I talk about. One is, you can, of course, we all know about SMART goals, and the other one is smarter goals. So the SMART goal is nothing which is an acronym for like specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So your goal needs to have an end date for sure. You cannot leave it open ended. I talk a lot about it. A lot of my clients, I don't know why this notion is there out that you don't need to put a date on it. When I start working with my clients, I tell them, first thing, put a date on your SMART goals or on your goal, so that you know when to finish it and you're working towards it. So your mind gets wired or programmed working towards that goal. The tool which I talk about setting a goal is smarter goals, and I think I like that more than the SMART goals. I'll just explain it to you in a moment. So what is a smarter goal? Smarter goal is nothing where you are specific, you are, it's a measurable goal, it's achievable, relevant, time bound. And then E, smarter, like SMAR and TER. So E stands for you can evaluate your goal, which is very important, which we kind of forget sometimes. And the last one is reward, or you can reward yourself the small successes. So a lot of people forget that they need to reward themselves time and again. And I tell my clients, do it on the weekly basis. Right? So when you start rewarding yourself on the weekly basis, you would see that you're getting more closer to the goal and you're feeling successful. So your mindset is shifting and you are attracting more successes in your life. Try it out. I tell you that. That really, really helps. And so when we say that these are the two things you can work with when you are setting a goal, correct? The second thing, how you can achieve your work-life balance is, I know it's a difficult one, but you should be able to differentiate between work or business or profession with your personal life. A lot of people struggle, and why I would say that sometimes they bring their work at home and sometimes they also bring their personal life at work. So those two get intermingled, and that's not good, right? So if you're doing both, if you're bringing any of these and they're getting intermingled, so you can see what can happen. So please have that these are my work priorities, and these are my personal priorities. I would say be very clear on them. Okay, so that's what you need to do definitely if you want to work with work-life balance. Number three is use your time effectively. Now I'll be sharing some tools once I get over this. I'll be in a few minutes where you would see you need to really work with time effectively, whether you're with your family or whether you are using your personal time or whether you're using your work time or business time. You should be very effective in both, correct? So you think like I have 10 minutes to do this, so you should be able to do that work in 10 minutes. So don't let it overflow to next 10 minutes or next 10 minutes or something. So start working, putting a timer on your phone and start doing it. You will see you will have a lot of different viewpoint when you're working with the time. So you say, okay, 10 minutes, I'm a timer is on, I need to work on this one. So your brain also starts to become more efficient. So try this technique as well. So next one, like you have a 9 to 5 job, we all do. So in 9 to 5 job, you need to work effectively each hourly, which I will talk in just a few minutes. How does that work? And then you should be able to set boundaries. I talk a lot about boundaries. If you have not able to do that, you can see any of my videos, like how you can set a professional boundaries and a personal boundaries, where the other person should know that these are the boundaries which are not supposed to be crossed, whether it's your boss, whether it's your family member, or whether it's your friend. So I usually tell my clients when they come to me, start with your family or friends because you're more comfortable with them when you're trying to set boundaries, okay? Trying to say no to something, and we all know we struggle with that and we end up saying yes to everything, correct? So start with saying no and making it very clear to the other person that they understand no means no, whether it's your work. You can say you cannot take extra work. You can be polite, and yet you have to be assertive, firm in telling what you're saying. Or you can start with your family, friends, where you don't want to do anything. So nobody should be able to influence you to do something which you don't want to do. And I think most of us struggle with that. So start with that. Start saying no where you want to and yes where you want to. So it should be all about you. So start setting the right boundaries, whether it's workplace, whether it's your home, whether it's your family, or whether it's your friends. Okay. And the fifth technique which I always talk about is stress relief. Now, there are different techniques which would resonate with you, or every individual is different. So I'll be sharing few of them today, and then see which one works better for you. So personal balance, again I said, how you can achieve your personal balance is you can do pursuing your hobbies if you have any. Start working with them at least bi-weekly or once a month. So give them priority in your life, that I have these hobbies and I love doing it. I want to go out, and you can tell everybody close to you that I'll be pursuing my hobbies. So that works very well. Exercising, yes, for your physical health. So hobbies would work on your mental health because you would have some time to relax yourself mentally. And also exercising is also very good, where we talk about where your physical health always follows your mental health. So those two are interrelated. So start working with that. Another one which I talk a lot about with my clients is mindfulness. Now, mindfulness, I'll talk in details in just a minute. Could be done various ways. So whichever resonates with you. So you don't have to follow the crowd. I keep saying that to my clients as well. Find your own way how you can relax. You don't have to see something on the TV, start doing it, something on the YouTube or on the social media, start. No, just sit down with it and see what resonates with you. Because we all are different. Something would work for me, which will not work for you. But entirely when I work with people, if we could say that few things work for everybody, you can start with. Okay. So this was all about talking about work and life balance. So now I'll be sharing some techniques which I've written down, and which I've always discussed with my clients, and you can try it out. So number one is meditation. Now, a lot of people, like me being a former scientist as well, a lot of analytical mind, I've worked with that as well. So a lot of people will say meditation is so difficult. Totally agree. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. I don't want you to somebody should impose on you that you should try it out. Please don't do so. So easier way, what I say, like the bare minimum you could do about meditation is not following such big gurus or anything. You don't all have to do that. Just try to observe your breath, what you're breathing in and what you're breathing out. Is as simple as that, and that brings your stress level to very low. Okay, so you can do that. And then the next one is I talk about 5 4 3 2 1 technique, which is also very nice, so that it can bring your stress level down and so you are able to be more productive. What is it? The 5 4 3 2 1 method is nothing but just sit wherever you are, and if you're going through a high stress level, so 5 things you can see around you. So just notice 5 things. For me, it could be my table, my laptop, my phone, whatever I'm seeing, my lamp, my fan, whatever you're seeing, the 5 things, my pen. So 5 things notice, and that's it. 4 things you feel. Now when you're holding a pen, how you feel about it. When you're holding a glass of water, how you feel about it. Now you're trying to get your stress level down, so just start to feel when you drink from it, how do you feel about anything. So 4 things you're going to feel. 3 things you're going to listen. Number one is right now you're listening to me. You can pick any other two, whatever it is, like in your surrounding. And 2 would be your smell. If you can smell something around you, just what we are doing, we are focusing our brain to go into a direction of according to our senses, and that really helps a lot of people. So that's what I'm sharing with you all. And one is what? Taste. So you can taste it, or it's just the 3 things would work also, the 5 4 3 2 1 method. So you can try any of these and see if they're working out for you or not when you're having the imbalance of work and life. Okay. Number 3, I would say grounding. You can start walking around. That also really helps. Just simple walking. Don't do anything too much when you're in the beginning phases of getting your stress level down and you're working with work-life balance. Number 4, I talk about a lot is sometimes laughter works very good for people. Like you can watch a comedy movie, or you can talk to your friend and talk something funny. That really helps a lot. So these are the things I would say, these simple things. Nothing big stuff, but you can try any of those. All right. So this was all about work-life balance. I hope you were able to get some tips and tricks and understand how work-life balance with your mental health, with your physical health, and overall productivity of your life, and how you can become more happier and healthier while working with it. Okay, so here I am. I'll take some questions. Okay, let me go back. Let me check. So I'll be taking all the questions pertaining to today's topic. So this is a good question. How many hours should we work to maintain a balance? So like I said, you can, it depends the kind of work you're doing. This is from Marketing Murshid, and he's asking, that how many hours should we do. So I would say you have to work with your time management, and how many hours, it depends. If you have worked longer hours, so how you can get some personal balance with it, or you have worked less hours and how you can get personal balance. So it's a work and then your personal balance. So usually I say a method called 888, which is very effective, which you can apply and see, which is like you can divide your day into 3 parts. 888 is clear, right? So 8 is very simple, you're sleeping that time, and then the rest of the 16 hours you can, especially your work hours from 9 to 5 or whatever your job you're doing. So you have to see that if you're able to finish your time, whatever work you have during those hours or not, and rest 8 hour for your pleasure and personal time. So I cannot say how many hours you should be clearly working, but definitely you have to see what kind of work you are doing, and are you able to achieve your work and your personal life in the balanced form or not. That's what you should be looking at. All right. So I hope that was answer to your question. So QS Exteriors is asking, how do you manage your time between work and personal life? So QS Exteriors, I have just explained you all how you need to manage your time, whichever way it works out for you. I've given you some tools which would help you to bring your stress levels down or give you a stress relief, where you can apply them when you are in your personal time space, and how you can also apply some tools when your work time space. So you have to see how you are managing that, and they are not getting too much overload at one place. Like for instance, not too much of overload on your personal life, and not too much overload of your work or professional space. And also you are able to separate them out, which is a big thing. You know, you should never take your work to your home, and I would say never take your personal life home to your work. So please try to differentiate between them, that I would not be doing that, so you'll be able to manage them both. So any questions regarding work-life balance today, anyone? So I hope I was able to take up a few things which are going to be very important for you to pick and start working with them, which would help you, right? So, and always try out these techniques, because they really work, and work with a technique for, I would say, at least 20 to 30 days. Don't give up so easily, because let this technique also work for you as you are working with your techniques, right? So we would always try to give it some time, 30 days, when your brain gets primed or wired to work like that. So don't give up less than, because people come back, I worked for 7 days. It doesn't work like that. Let your body and your mind get settled at somewhere when they're working with new tool or a technique, and your brain is getting programmed or getting used to that particular whatever tools you're applying. Olivia says, thank you for valuable session. Thank you so much, Olivia, for being with me today. And Johnny says, nice. Thank you so much. Social says, heart to you as well. And I think any other questions before I end this session? And I'll be live again next week with another topic. And I think I'll pick one of the topics which you have asked me today, which was not the part of what we were discussing today, but I would definitely take those. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. And I shall see you next week. You all